Hello, kings, queens, monarchs of every element. I am the one, the only, the RJB0, also known as RJ the Jank Monarch, and today I have a treat. Mostly for me, but also for you. And this is a treat because Extreme Victory format has been such a cool format to deck lab. It has had so many unique decks that are only available in this moment in the meta. It's like an island ecosystem wherein species appear that have never been seen in the world before and will never be seen again. And one of those decks is the one you see before you today. My patrons, the good people of patreon.com, my benevolent overlords of Time Wizard format, have had the good graces to bless me with scraps for this week. Scraps are so exciting to me for a couple of reasons. Number one, I get to play one of my favorite cards in history, Scrap Dragon. Boy, I love this card so much, and it has been a mainstay for me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally since it came out, basically since I got back into the game. And also, this was a deck I always wanted to play as a youngin'. As a teenager, I wanted to play this deck, and it was just way too expensive for me at the time. And by the time I got the disposable income to actually play the game, its moment in the meta had passed. And so today, I have the privilege to pilot Luke Patterson's YCS Orlando top 16 scrap deck and see if we can make some improvements on it. I'm so excited for this deck. This is a wild one. It's got some spice in it, and this is going to be a fantastic experience. Let's get into the card by card. So first of all, we have Scrap Chimera. Scrap Chimera brings back your scrap monsters when it's normal summoned. That's pretty much it. It's also synchro locked into scrap monsters, so that's something you want to keep in mind for it. Next, we have the scrap tuners. We've got Scrap Beast, Scrap Goblin, and Scrap Orthros. All of these tuners have the ability that if they're destroyed by a scrap card effect, you can add a scrap monster from your graveyard to your hand. They also each have an ability that destroys them. So Scrap Orthros can only be summoned by special summon when you have a scrap monster on the field, and then it destroys a scrap monster on the field. So that's how it destroys itself. Scrap Goblin and Scrap Beast both destroy themselves at the end of a battle phase where they were attacked in defense position, and Scrap Goblin is unique in that it cannot be destroyed by battle. So that's how the scrap mechanic works. You loop your scrap tuners into scrap chimeras, which bring back your scrap tuners. Next, we have the boy, the man, the legend, the fridge, Scrap Golem. All of y'all who have ever played Orcust know what we are talking about today. The brick. This card is actually sick for this deck because you can start bringing back tuners every single turn, and if you have something like a Reborn Tengu in rotation, this card is nuts. It also enables Scrap Twin Dragon, which is arguably even more broken than Scrap Dragon. This card is really cool. Next, we have Summoner Monk. It's basically a one-card Scrap Dragon, but it also gets you into one of your 3 Reborn Tengus. This card is a house of a combo with your Scrap Tuners, because not only do you get a free Synchro, but you also get a free activation of Scrap Dragon off of Reborn Tengu, which is sick. Double Effect Veiler, because there are some combo decks that can get too much board presence for us, and we gotta stop those. Next, we have one of the biggest pieces of spice I have seen in an Extreme Victory format deck so far. Mech Lord Emperor Granel. This guy is a level 1 machine that summons himself from the hand when your monster is destroyed by card effect. And when you do, it gains attack equal to half your current life points. It can also equip an opponent's synchro monster to itself and gain that monster's attack points. And then you can also special summon an equipped synchro monster to the field. So you can steal a synchro monster, you can summon it to the field, and if you summon this in the early game, this guy has 4,000 attack points, even without its synchro steal in effect. This guy is so cool. Next, we have Sangad because it searches a bunch of very good things. Moving on to the spells, there are a lot of them because the spells are the mainstay points of this deck. You've got Double Pot of Duality for consistency's sake, and you can afford to wait the turn. Double MST because it's important. One Book of Moon, triple Scrap Storm. This is a weird and convoluted card. You can think of it kind of like Gemini Spark that adds a monster to your hand rather than destroying a card on the field. You destroy a scrap monster you control, send a scrap monster from your deck to your graveyard, and draw a card that triggers your scrap monster's effect if it's a scrap tuner, which means you can mill Scrap Chimera, draw a card, destroy your Scrap Tuner, get your Scrap Chimera back to your hand. And then Scrapyard, which searches for your Scrap Tuners to begin the combo. We've got Scapegoat because it not only, once again, gives you free Scrap Dragons, but also gives you free Scrap Dragon activations. Then we've got the staples, Monster Reborn, Giant Trunade, oh wow, I've got that all in the wrong order. Darkhold, Giant Trunade, Mind Control, and Monster Reborn. I say these names so much, they're all the same card to me at this point. One Call of the Haunted. This card combos uniquely well with this deck because when you synchro off it, it stays on the field, so it's free material for Scrap Dragon. Similar things go for Fiendish Chain and Royal Decree. And then finally, you have Solemn Judgment and Double Solemn Warning. You may think it's a little weird to play Royal Decree in a deck with this many traps in it, but remember, you can just pop your own Royal Decree once you've summoned Scrap Dragon. So once you've established a board, you can blast this card away, and it's not your problem anymore. The side deck is very funny. You've got triple Puppet Plant. Puppet Plant is really good in the 6 Samurai and Hero matchups because you can steal 6 Samurai and Heroes and use them for synchros. I especially love that you can discard Puppet Plant to steal a Shien and then synchro it off with Scrap Beast for Scrap Twin Dragon. It's my favorite interaction in the deck. We then have a Closed Forest to go against Gravekeeper decks. Not gonna lie, y'all, I'm a little sus of this one. We'll see how much this actually comes through. A Nobleman of Crossout, because why not just have all one-ofs? A double Chain Disappearance. This card is really good against dinky monster matchups like plants. It just removes all of them from the deck. This is good against Debris Dragon. It's good against so many really powerful cards in this format, and oh boy, do I love this card. Double Dust Tornado for more back row heavy matchups. It goes in match. All your good stuff is Earth. You've got Light Imprisoning Mirror. There are a lot of good light monsters in this format. Mask of Restrict, because the Monarch decks are extremely strong this format. And finally, one Royal Oppression. For very similar reasons to Royal Decree, if you get the board to have more presence than your opponent can get, you can just destroy this Royal Oppression once it's no longer convenient to you, and it locks your opponent out of the game. Our extra deck is basically what you would expect out of this. You've got the 1 Scrap Archfiend, triple Scrap Dragon. I love this card so much, folks. I'm so excited to summon him. Double Scrap Twin Dragon. Again, this card is arguably better than Scrap Dragon if you can put it on the board. Instead of destroying cards on your opponent's side of the field, it bounces 2 cards per destruction on your side of the field. So this card is sick, but it does require a Scrap Tuner and is a level 9, which is a little more awkward. Next, we have 1 Catastrophe, 1 Ancient Fairy. I guess this is how we go for Closed Forest. That makes much more sense now. 1 Arcanite Magician for synchroing off with Summoner Monk. 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Bryonic because it's the best monster in the format, Barkion and Beast because these are all Earth monsters, 1 Stardust Dragon, and 1 Thought Ruler Archfiend. Oh man, am I hyped to play this deck. This deck looks so cool, so spicy, and so funny. Let's get into our duels. And just like that, we have a match with Diamond Dude Yu-Gi-Oh!, one of my faithful patrons, one of the coolest people on Twitter. Definitely check out Diamond. I believe has a stream now too, which is pretty sick. Where the hell is this deck? Hold up. There it is. All right. Let's get into it. GLHF. Diamond Dude. Hello. Howdy. All right, now Diamond Dude is privy to my strategies. Privy to the way of rock, paper, scissors. And so looking at Treeborn Frog and knowing this is a paper rock situation, I think we switch it up. We go for the rock. I know that the rock loses here, but Diamond might be on to us. We are recording. All right, we're going to choose the rock. Diamond says, hello, YouTube, and I was right again. So good at rock, paper, scissors. Let's go. Wow, this hand is actually nuts. Okay, let's draw for turn. Oh, this hand just keeps getting better. This hand could not be better than it is already. Let's see. Scrap Storm has to target a scrap monster you control. Well, I think Diamond probably already knows what I'm up to, being a patron. But let's start off by normal summoning ourselves a Scrap Beast. And we'll set 2 back row. Gonna get the nice V set here. And pass it over to Diamond. Now, Diamond has a history of playing the deck with the real Gemini Spark in it. Diamond Dude is a hero beat player of legend. Ooh, starting off with the young Deep Sea Diva. That is A-okay. You can have Deep Sea Diva. We have one play and one play only in mind this turn. And that is to use Scrap Storm on Scrap Beast. That's the whole plan. That's what we are here for. Okay. This is solid. Okay. So this is cool because I'm just planning on blocking the damn thing with a Scapegoat. Let's try for the Scrap Storm. We're gonna target our boy. Target the boy. And so, okay, here we go. All right. You are right, Diamond. It is time. The time has come. We're going to send ourselves a Scrap Chimera to the graveyard. And then we're going to shuffle our deck. We're going to draw a card, and then we are going to destroy Scrap Beast. Then we are going to declare Scrap Beast to add Scrap Chimera to hand. And yeah, replay. Scapegoat. We're gonna summon sheeps. This will block us from 2k damage, which is a good amount of damage, and I was planning on just letting this through anyway. So this insulates us from some damage. We can Giant Trunade, and we have the ability to go for Scrap and do an absolutely massive push this turn. So let's try for it. Ooh, I almost don't want a Trunade here. But I do have to take out the Catastrophe with Scrap Dragon's effect. So we are going to Giant Trunade here. Hopefully this goes through. Really gotta hope we can make this Scrap Chimera stick. Okay. Normal summon. We have a verbal response. How is Trunade still legal this format? I don't know. IDK. This card is stupid. Trunade should never have been legal, let me tell you. All right, we're going to declare. We're going to go for Scrap Beast. And it is time for the boy. Ya boy, Scrappy Drago. What a cool card. I fucking love this dude. Oh, yeah. We're going to take out that Catastor. Oh, let's swing in for 2,800. Do you have Gores? No way you have Gores. You set 3 back row and you're playing Hero Beat. There ain't a single Gores in that deck. We're going to set MST. Pass. This is cool because we still have the Scrapyard in hand, which we can use to pitch off the Summoner Monk, which is nice. That is A-okay. The onus is on Diamond right now to take out Scrap Dragon. We're getting a Stratos, which, you know, makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. One of the cool things about a Scrap Dragon sticking on the field for a turn is the fact that we get another free destruction out of it, which is really sick. It means we can basically clear Diamond's back row here before we even have to consider going into the battle phase. So let's MST this one. What are we going to grab? We're going to grab the Solemn Warning. What a hit. We're going to drop it. Oh, the Mech Lord Emperor Granel too. Does it have to go to the graveyard? Okay, so it does have to go to the graveyard, so we cannot Granel off of our Scrap Dragon's effect here for Scapegoat. But that's okay. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to do that effect. Let's start with Scrap Dragon targeting... We're going to target the one closest to the deck. What are we going to get? Ooh, the GG out of Diamond Dude. A quick victory for the boy. Wow, hit the torrential in the back row. That is nuts. Okay, we are against heroes. Now, heroes is kind of cute because you can just steal hero monsters with Puppet Plant. You can just steal them. They're yours now. So we're going to swap out the mind control because it's basically like a worse Puppet Plant for me. What else are we going to get out of this? Yeah, Trunade is a nutso card. That is absolutely right, Diamond. We could go for the Gozen match here. But I think more importantly, let's see. Effect Veiler is really bad in this matchup, except for Diva. I do like being able to Effect Veiler Diva, but honestly, one monster, that I mean, it's 3, but it's basically one monster, is not worth it. I like the idea of being able to just mind control a hero at will. And then I don't know that there's anything else I'm terribly concerned about here. Any of these other cards bad against heroes? Tengu is not great against heroes, but Tengu is just a good card. MST is pretty crucial. Scapegoat really overperformed the last game. I might swap out a Fiendish Chain for a Gozen match. Definitely considerations here. Fiendish Chain does seem pretty garbanzo against this deck. Let's swap out Fiendish Chain for... Let's swap out one Fiendish Chain for a Dust Tornado. That seems pretty good. All right, let's go into game 2. Game 2, Diamond gets to go first, which does make all the difference here. We're starting off with Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Scrap, Orthros, which is not ideal for us. Diamond starting off with Neos Alias, however, is pretty darn decent. Okay. Neos Alias, set 3 pass. Ooh, we have a Scrap Storm, but unfortunately the Scrap Storm is not going to do it for us here. I can't summon Scrap Orthros because we do not have a Scrap monster in play. We're actually going to have to set the Sangan, set Book, pass, and see if that will do it for us. This is a... Whoo, this is not an ideal hand. Scrap Golem, the same in 2011 that it is in 2018. What does Diamond have for it? It is... no, it is not Extreme Victory staple Scrap Dragon. It is... It is the staple of every format, Sangan, which we will declare here. What are we going to get off of our Sangany boy? Let's grab ourselves... Yeah. Let's grab ourselves a Scrap Goblin. We could get Monk here, but Monk is going to get beaten by literally every back row ever conceived. So we are going to add our Scrap Goblin to our hand. All right. Draw for turn. Fiendish Chain is not the ideal draw here. It does stop a Stratos, so it's good that we're seeing this before Diamond sees Stratos. I almost want to normal summon my Scrap Goblin here. Because if they have Spark, I won't be able to Scrap Storm the Goblin. And Spark would be bad. On the other hand, Diamond has yet to summon another monster. So I'm actually going to... Let's shuffle things up before I play. I'm going to set the Scrap Goblin. Set Fiendish Chain and set Storm and pass. If Diamond goes for a spark here, that means that Diamond is going to have to be on another monster in order for the duel to continue. Yes. That is correct. It does have to be face up to blow itself up. There is a alias, okay. What are we doing during main phase 1? Oh yeah, that's fine. I forget that Diamond can't hear my commentary. Here it is. That's the goblin-y boy. And we're going to Scrap Storm, and we're going to target the goblin. All right, here we go. Okay, so let us send a Chimera. Shuffle up. Draw a card. There goes the Scrap Goblin, and we are going to we are going to declare Goblin, and we are going to declare Granel in hand. In response. Here goes. All right, we're going to grab the Chimera to hand. And here is a 4,000 attack point Granel. Yep, Diamond is just figuring out how gigantor this monster is. Okay. Let's draw for turn. I guess we don't really have a lot of pressure on us to accomplish anything here. We could just go into battle phase, make them waste a spark. We have the Orthros. Ooh, this is a tough hand to decide what to do with. Tengu's certainly a strong one. I could go Scrap Chimera and make an Archfiend. Orthros could destroy itself then and add the Chimera to hand. I do like that. Let's try for it. So we are going to normal summon Scrap Chimera. And let's see if Diamond has a response. Okay, we're going to declare. And we're going to summon ourselves a goblin-y boy. And willing Diamond to not have a solemn warning here. That's what we're going for. We are really hoping that Diamond does not possess Solemn Warning in that lineup. It is a bottomless trap hole. Ooh. That is also not good for me. Fortunately, it does eat a back row, and we still have the Scrap Orthros in play, which means we have the chance to get the Chimera back. Let's just go to battle and swing in with Granel. What's the worst that could happen? Like a D-prison? Okay, what's the plan? Diamond says, here's the plan. We are going to super poly. And I am going to... Ooh, okay, so I can actually Book of Moon my Granel. to set it. And now Diamond has to go. Oh, wait. How did I forget? I forgot what made this card so stupid. I forgot the dumbest part of super polymerization. Okay, well, since they went to, since they went at like massive neg for this, I think it may be a good time for us to just drop Dark Hole, summon Tengu, pass. I think that might be our plan. So we're gonna drop the Dark Hole here. No Spark. That is very, very good for me. And let's just pass. Can't summon the Tengu because we summoned the Chimera this turn. Draw for turn. Ooh, a Call of the Haunted is pretty good for me. Let's normal summon ourselves a Tengu, shall we? Show me the Solemn Warning. There's the Solemn Warning. That's 2,000 down for them, which is perfectly fine for me because I'm just gonna set a Call of the Haunted and force out another back row with Tengu, probably. Looking at the graveyard, I do not like the number of Miracle Fusions. That probably means that they have. Let's see if I have anything I can do about this. Not really. That's fine. Okay, there's the Shining. Not a big fan of this card right now. This guy is huge. The question is, do I book the motherfucker? If I book it, I could also Fiendish Chain it. This is probably the best chance I'm going to get for Fiendish Chain. Let's try for it. Okay, we're going to draw for turn. I want to draw for turn instead of going for Call of the Haunted in the end phase because I want to see what I'm going to get. I can go for a Scrap Golem here, which is pretty decent for me. It does get me into the Goblin. Goblin does then get me into a Chimera off of Scrap Orthros. Let's go for the call here. I'm going to target Tengu. Here he goes. Okay. So we have the Tengu in play. Main one. Let's tribute summon the Scrap Golem. Let's see if that makes it through. Then we can go for Scrap Orthros and see where the night takes us. So we're going to tribute summon Scrap Golem. This also leaves Call of the Haunted in play, which is awesome for me. So we're going to declare Tengu. And we're going to get ourselves another Tengu. And here, I think it might be worthwhile for us to declare Scrap Golem. We're going to target Goblin. Okay. And so we don't get that. We are going to special summon Orthros then. Because we didn't get the Golem, we're going to special summon the Orthros. And we are going to declare Orthros, target Orthros. Ooh, or do we target the Golem here? We could go for Scrap Dragon this turn. If we target Golem, we're going to think on target. We could destroy the Scrap Golem, and we will have Scrap Dragon this turn if we do that. Alternatively, we destroy the Orthros and we keep Golem for next turn. And we just hope that they don't draw into MST. I think that might be the play here. I think... all right. So we're going to destroy the Orthros. This lets us keep Golem in play, which gives us the most options for the future. So we are going to declare Orthros. We're going to get back our Scrap Chimera. Then we're just going to set MST pass or set Dust Tornado pass. We don't have a huge amount of pressure on us right here. The biggest thing they can go for is maybe like a Stratos, maybe another Shining. That could be bad. Ah, Spined Gilman, the strongest monster in the game. Are we just going to crash the Gilman into the Tengu to use up the Tengus? That's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that, I think. And we're going to declare Tengu. And let's summon ourselves our last Tengu. Now, this is a little hairy because the last Tengu is not a card I want to be losing out of the deck. Let's Dust Tornado this back row. It's another Super Poly. Glad to be rid of that, but it's not going to make the difference this coming turn. Fortunately, we draw the MST. Is this just the end of the game? I think I may have just won the game. Let's start with the MST, see what they have in the back row. It's a Hero Blast. That's so good for me. We're going to declare the Scrap Golem. Let's go for... We are going to go for Goblino. I think Goblino is the play here. Yeah. Goblino is definitely the play. And we're going to Synchro. And we're going to go for the Scrappy Boy, the dragon himself. And we're going to normal summon Scrap Chimera. We're going to declare Scrap Chimera. And we're going to summon ourselves an Orthros. And we're going to Synchro summon. We're going to summon the maximum Scrap Dragons possible. And then we are going to win the game. We are just going to win the game. Wow, that was a tough one. That was rough for Diamond. This deck performed so well. Wow. That was way better. That was way better than I expected this deck to be. That was so good. Holy shit, the boy. Scrap Dragon, the boy, coming in clutch. Wow. Yeah, and Diamond not getting access to Stratos was rough. Yeah, not seeing Stratos was definitely a tough one. Yeah, Rivalry of Warlords is definitely a card that could be a problem for this. And there's the Gem Spark a while late. Oh yeah, and the Gem Spark coming up. Gem Spark Stratos in the next couple of draws. Definitely a tough one. Tough breaks for Diamond. Yeah, that was not on Diamond. The draws did not work out in his favor, but god damn did this deck look fine. Holy shit, that was gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited, folks. That was so much fun. I love this deck. All right, folks, we have a match with Kalti, an extremely powerful duelist who has messed me up quite a few times. Let's get into it. Okay. I think that Kalti is up to some scissors shenanigans today. So we're going to pick scissors ourselves just to spot. See, I was exactly right. Should have just gone for rock. Okay, there we go. We got rock. So we're going to go first here. GLHF to Kalti. incredibly good duelist. Let's see if I can get revenge for the Gladiator Beast deck. Wow, this is a hell of a hand. Let me just make sure that that Granel doesn't miss timing on Scrapstorm. Okay. This is a when you can, and this is a then destroy that monster. So it will be Scrap Beast and then Mechlord Emperor Granel Chains. Okay. So we're going to be extremely telegraphed about this because it helps us a lot to do so. Yeah, we definitely want to do that because we want to get Chimera into play. So we're going to set a Scrap Storm. We're going to set a Solemn Judgment, and we are going to pass on that. Reborn Tengu, incredibly powerful card, but of course, Scrap Chimera into Scrap Dragon is so good we cannot pass it up. What is Kalti going to do with their first turn? We know that they are... Whoa! I was about to say we know that they're a TG player. We are going to Scrap Storm here. Kalti says, go ahead. All right, it is time to get off to the races. There goes our Chimera. We shuffle up. We draw a card. We send Scrap Beast to the graveyard. And then we declare Scrap Beast. And then we declare Mechlord Emperor Granel in hand. So we're going to special summon our Granel with 4,000 attack points. What a dude. And we are going to add Scrap Chimera to our hand. Wow. I love this combo so much. All right, but we're against Infernities. We always got to be careful here. We've got a Monster Reborn targeting Scrap Beast. Interesting. Okay, I think that that's fine. They're going to go for what? An Infernity Doom Dragon here? There's also a world where they just keep the Scrap Beast on the field, so I can't go into Scrap Dragon without attacking first. But I think you absolutely go for a Synchro monster here, and maybe it's a Scrap Dragon of their own. I don't like the synergy, the anti-synergy between Granel and Solemn Judgment here. Granel would instantly go down to 2,000 attack if I had to Solemn something. Okay, we are going into the end phase. That is perfectly fine with me, honestly. Let's draw for turn, see what we can get. All right, we've got a Scrap Goblin here. Now, what do I want to do? I think I just kind of want to run over some stuff. I can summon Tengu. I can run into Scrap Beast. I could also Mind Control Scrap Beast here. That's also a thought. What if I tried for the attack? And if the attack doesn't work, as long as the Reborn Tengu makes it to the field, I'll be able to go for the Scrap Dragon. Let's try for that. All right, we're going to normal summon Reborn Tengu. See if that is okay. All right, we're going to go into battle phase. Let's start by attacking with Tengu here. We're gonna hit the Mirror Force. Now the question is, do I go for Solemn here? I think it's probably worth Solemning here, although that does leave me without interruptions for next turn. I'm probably okay with that, honestly. We're going to lose Granel and Tengu. We'll declare Tengu. And we will summon Tengu again. Main phase 2, I think we just Mind Control our Scrap Beast back. I think that's pretty good. Let's do that. And a Mind Control Scrap Beast. What is their response going to be? Okay, we're going to go for the Synchro summon. This will give us Scrap Dragon as well as a Tengu summon. Is the summon okay? Summon's okay. All right, we're going to declare Tengu. And we're going to go for Tengu. And then the question here is, do we use Scrap Dragon's effect to take out the back row? I think we do use Scrap Dragon to take out the back row. I don't think we want to hit Archfiend, because Archfiend on the field is actually better for me than Archfiend in the graveyard. So we're going to declare Scrap Dragon, and we're going to target Tengu and back row. All right, there goes an Infernity barrier. That's very, very good for me. That does use up all my Tengus, but I think that was a very good use of Tengu. Tengu traded for the back row and traded for Monster Reborn there and got us Scrap Dragon. So I am very happy with that. I'm just going to pass in the main phase 2. We're setting, I imagine that that's a Necromancer or it's a Stygian Street Patrol. I think either way, that's perfectly fine with me. Main 1, let's see if there's anything that we want to do. I'm going to check out my graveyard. This could be because I am checking it out for Chimera. It could also be because I have a Monster Reborn in hand, so Culty does not necessarily know what I'm looking for. What I am looking for here is whether Mechlord Emperor Granul can be summoned from the graveyard. No, it says it must be special summoned by its own effect, which in old school language means it cannot be special summoned by anything else. They don't have any monsters in the graveyard, so Monster Reborn probably isn't worthwhile here. What I might do is go for a second Scrap Dragon here. I have the Solemn Judgment in the back row, so it just does not hurt me necessarily to do this into a potential sweeper for my opponent. Let's Scrap Chimera. The more Scrap Dragons, the better. That's what I say. And of course, we got to get hit with that Dueling Book lag. Let's declare our Chimera. And we will summon ourselves a Scrap Beast from the graveyard. It is such a just very nice combo. This is a feels good combo. Now, I could go on the aggressive here by popping something I control, but honestly, I don't really need to. Next turn, I can just set the Goblin and get to popping, but for now, I think I just want to start attacking. Let's attack into the face-down monster first, since I suspect that it's... Okay. I suspected it was a Necromancer, but there was a possibility there was something it was going to float into. I don't know what that would have been, but if it was like a beetle or something like that, that might have been what did it. I'm going to set my second back row, and I am going to pass turn on that. Looking pretty good for us right now. Double Scrap Dragon in rotation is also really sick because it makes sure that we have an insulation against sweepers. If I didn't have Solemn Judgment, it would still be okay because I have the secondary effect of Scrap Dragon, which many people forget was a thing. Ooh, Scrap Storm is kind of spicy, not gonna lie, but I think it is definitely higher value for me to just attack in with my Scrap Dragon after hitting the Scrap Goblin. Okay, so we are going to, main phase 1, we're going to set Scrap Goblin. If the fates allow. Actually, this is kind of me missing lethal here, because I could have used Scrap Dragon after a Monster Reborn, hitting a Scrap Beast. What is this? This is 5,600 points of damage, which means I would have to do 2,400 more. I don't think there's a chance of my doing that right now. So I'm just going to go into battle phase. I'm going to swing in directly, and then I will swing in directly again. Main phase 2, let's set the Scrap Storm. Again, there aren't any heavy storms in this format, so there is no real punish to my setting all of my back row. And if there's some way that Culty can use my Scrap Dragon against me, then I can take it out before that's a problem. We're going to go for the Stygian Street Patrol. That's perfectly fine by me. There's a Necromancer. Okay, I am going to think on summon of... We're going to think on summon. So Mirage can get back 2 monsters from the graveyard. That can get back Archfiend, and that can get back an Avenger. Archfiend plus Avenger is kind of a problem for us here. I think... Ooh, I don't like what we're facing down. I think what I want to do is I want to actually... let's see if they go for priority here. Are they going to go for priority? Okay. And then we're going to see what they summon. What I should have done is clarified that I wanted to respond to the summon of Necromancer and then Solemn Judgment the Mirage. But we shall see what we can get down. And then we are going to Book of Moon the Avenger, making sure that they cannot do any further Infernity plays this turn, because they do not have any more tuners, which is nice for me. Kaldi is deep in the tank in that deck. Deciding between Barrier and Launcher, I imagine. Maybe another Archfiend for next turn? Who knows? I think you absolutely go for Launcher here. Yeah, for sure. They're going to set. They're going to go to end phase, and they are going to pass. I'm going to draw for turn. Solemn Warning off the top is the most unbelievable draw I could imagine. Now, let me see what I want to do in this situation. I do want to be able to Scrap Dragon something, but I don't know what. I think I want to Scrap Dragon one of their back row. Maybe what we do is we Scrap Dragon Monster Reborn, or we Monster Reborn the Scrap Beast. We go for Scrap Dragon. And then we Scrap Storm, targeting our Scrap Monster. I think that's the play. Although, do Scrap Monsters miss timing if I do that? If this card. It is an if you can. Okay. So let's try for it, because we do have Solemn Judgment to protect against Torrential Tribute. And we're going to target Scrap Beast. Okay. We're going to summon the beast. I'll summon an attack position. Why not? And we are going to declare Scrap Dragon. Target beast and this one. And then we are going to chain. Are we activating? Does it have to be an attack? Your opponent controls, well, you control a face-up attack position. Okay, and then we're going to chain Scrap Storm. We are going to send a Chimera to the grave. We're going to draw a card. We're going to destroy Scrap Beast. And because Scrap Beast is an if, we are going to declare its effect targeting Chimera. And add to hand. Yeah, this is probably far more than lethal at this point. We can just Scrap Dragon away one of their 2 monsters. I think I could even just Scrap Dragon away my Solemn Judgment here. I also have Royal Decree. Why not just summon another Scrap Dragon? The more boys, the better. All 3 boys. Let's summon ourselves a beast. Let's go for the final boy. The final... Another Scrap Dragon. We're going to set ourselves a decree. We're going to declare our second Scrap Dragon. We're going to target this face down. And we are going to send the Royal Decree. And then we will, oh, this card brings itself back from the grave, doesn't it? Sure, whatever. We're gonna go to battle. We're going to attack. Okay, that's fine. No problem. We're going to attack the Necromancer. It's okay. We're still going to clear the board. There's not going to be a problem. And then we're going to attack the dude again. And then for funsies, we are going to... Ooh, okay. So here's the thing. I think we set the warning. Ooh, do we set the warning or do we set the judgment? Or do we destroy the judgment? Let's just set the warning and pass turn. Let them wallow in their self-pity. Let them wallow in their unusable back row. Allure of Darkness, the blind allure. All right, show me the power. Show me the power of the blind allure. They're going to discard. That is A-okay by me. We are going to activate the Solemn Judgment, and that is the Jeej. I don't know how to read cards, folks, I promise. All right, game 2. What the hell do we do against Infernity going second? Puppet Plant can take Necromancer, but that's about it. Going second against Infernity is a little difficult. Maybe I want to bring in the Oppression. Maybe I want to bring an Oppression over a Decree. Okay, that's a thought. Maybe some Dusties? Maybe some Dusties? What would we want to take out? Okay, we like Dust Tornado. What the goddamn hell do we play? Oh, we can play Chain Disc. Chain Disc is really good against this deck. You take out one Necromancer, you've won the game. So I like both of these. What seems bad in this matchup? Giant Trunade seems really good. I think... Ooh, I actually really like Decree. What is not going to do what we want? Book of Moon is alright going second, but it could be better. Mindcon is also really good. God, all my cards are really good against Infernity, aren't they? Sangan seems a little slow, but I don't like taking out cards that don't do... Actually, Fiendish Chain is probably bad against them. Maybe we leave in the Decree, we take out the Dusties, and we... If they get full combo turn 1, none of these cards work against them. But if they get full combo turn 1, I'm just genuinely dead. So maybe I actually don't bring in the Oppression. Maybe I leave in the Decree. I bring in the Chain Disappearances. And then we're done siding. Okay, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it good. All right. Starting off pretty strong with a Tengu and a Duality and a Sangan. All very good cards. Let's see if they open with full combo. They're setting a lot of back row, which I don't like. Usually they do that when they've got a lot of Infernities to work with. Nah, they're just going to pass turn, which I am A-okay with. Ooh, okay. So the question is, do we Duality and risk losing Tengu? Or do we? We could also get the Sangan beats on. I kind of like that, because Sangan, if it gets destroyed, gets me Effect Veiler, which is going to be incredibly important in this matchup. Let's go for Pot of Duality. Okay, we're going to use the special effect of Pot of Duality. Ooh, an Effect Veiler and a Solemn Judgment. I like actually both of these quite a bit. Sangan gets me Effect Veiler. Maybe it's so Solemn Judgment is absolutely the pick here. Okay, we're going to shuffle. And then we're going to normal summon our Sangan. The boy himself. Too powerful. Going to go into battle phase, and we're going to attack directly with a Sangan. Get in, then Sangan beats. Thinking on Sangan. Are we facing down a D prison against Sangan? We are. Okay. There goes Sangan. That may have been a little greedy on my part, but we're going to set 3 back row, and we're going to be all Gucci. We're going to be all Gucci. Your go. Fortunately, you can't launch her into this board because I do have MST. Now, set a monster. I imagine we're looking at a Necromancer here. We're setting another back row. Fascinating. Do I end phase Decree here? I think we do end phase Decree. If things really work out for me, so Solemn Judgment is a fantastic card, but their back row is generally better than my Solemn Judgment is. So let's actually just activate the Decree now during the end phase. And we will draw for turn. Do they have a response? It does not look like it. Let's hope that what they're doing here is an Avenger. I think that's what we want that to be. There's also a really good chance that it's Stygian Street Patrol. Let's go into battle with the Tengu. It is the Necromancer. I'll take the 300. That's a fine thing for me to show right now. Main phase 2. Is there anything in particular we want to do? Granule is actually something I kind of want to hold on to, because with Decree on the board, they're going to have to do something pretty damn special to stop me from going, basically keeping Tengus on the board until I can Dark Hole, and then I can Granule without a response from them, which I really dig. Drawing for turn. Another MST is pretty hot for me. What if I just went Dark Hole and then started trying to win the game? That seems pretty solid to me. Let's try for it. Do we have any response to the Dark Hole? Do we have a response to Dark Hole here? Or is this just dueling book lag? Hold up. No, it's not lag. Okay. Is the Dark Hole okay? Kalti, I am relying on you at the moment. Is the Dark Hole okay? All right, here we go. We're going to send the Dark Hole to the graveyard before I forget. And then we're going to declare our Tengu. And then we are going to declare Granule in hand. Now, this Granule has an awkward number of attack points, but it is probably enough to put a severe clock on Kalti here. We're going to summon ourselves a Tengu, and then let's just go to battle. And I will attack directly with the Tengu. Now, probably the move here was to attack with Granule first in case there was a Tragodia. I'm against Infernities, so that's not that big of a concern, but it is something that we want to be thinking about at all times. So we are at... I'm glad that they figured that out. Wait a second. We are at 3850. Okay. They figured it out. I was never going to. Let's set an MST and pass the turn. Fortunately, I am insulated against the top-decked Archfiend here by Royal Decree. Decree has been a mega MVP. I cannot... Oh, I'm fucked, aren't I? Well, here we go. To hand with all of my stuff. This is a problem for me. Did I miss lethal? Oh, here we go. Dark Hole, we're going to declare Tengu. And then we will summon ourselves a Tengu. They've got, what are they going to have? They're going to have Necromancer, Archfiend? Does just the Archfiend do it here? Oh, okay. I think that they were just sending Granule back, or destroying Granule, sending back Decree, but I do still have a Tengu here. Main phase 1, I do think we just switched the Tengu to attack and try to get in some more beats. If they have a D prison, they have a D prison, but like all the more back row we've gotten rid of here. Okay. Main phase 2. We're gonna set everything. Again, MST is really good because it is insulated against my Royal Decree as well as their Royal Decree. We're going to go Call of the Haunted. What are we going to target? We're going to target Necromancer. Okay, Necromancer goes to defense. Doesn't concern me that much. When this card is normal summon, it goes to defense. Okay, so it just goes to attack for now. And that's fine. They'll have to set... Okay, they're putting it in defense position. I have Solemn Judgment for a potential Infernity barrier, which I like. Okay, end phase, we're going to Decree. We're going to wait for the thumbs up. We're going to Wing Blast the Decree. Fuck, that's a problem because that means I can't chain the MST to the Decree. That was a major misplay on my part. I should have just activated the MST and then used Decree. Yeah, to top of deck with the Decree. And then we are also going to MST the Call of the Haunted and hope that that goes through. As long as the Solemn Judgment is good, then we are good now. We're just going to go into battle phase and we're going to attack in with Tengu. Do they have it? Oh, in the standby phase. Okay. We're going to MST. We're going to go for, and we are going to chain MST. We're going to target this one. Is that the one? GG. Oh, it was a Monster Reborn. Okay. The other card was Book of Moon. Okay. Yeah, and then we Solemn Judgment it, and that is the game. Wow. That worked out very well in my favor. Thank you for the match. Wow, this deck has seemed so strong so far. To be fair, so our matchups so far have been against heroes that did a little poorly and against Infernities, which is an extremely sacky matchup. This worked out so well, though. This looked really good. Scraps looked so solid today. All right, folks, things have been looking good. Let's see if we can get some final improvements into this deck before we go to our last match of the day. Back once again with, what the hell's Lady in White doing up there? With the deck, it did occur to me as Caldy and I were talking after that last match. Game 2, I didn't see a single scrap card. Not a single scrap card made an appearance that entire duel. Maybe I gotta rethink that don't need to go down to 40 cards idea. Let's take a look at what we could do better with this deck. So the number one thing I've been thinking about has been Vanity's Emptiness. Everyone's favorite unfun card. Again, this card was totally slept on in historical Extreme Victory format, but I think this is a uniquely powerful card in Scraps exactly. This card would look very, very good in this deck. Second, I think we do need to think about going down to 40 cards. While all of these tools feel extremely good, it was a little suspect only getting Tengu and Granul in that last match. I like all of these cards so much though, and I feel like it was a rare occasion that I went duality and didn't see any of my 18 monsters or 3 monster card searchers. Well, that's not true. I saw 3 of them. Well, that's not true. I saw 2 of them. Am I bad for not wanting to bring this back down to 40 cards? It felt so good. What would I take out if I were to go down to 40 cards? Perhaps a single copy of Mystical Space Typhoon? With Royal Decree and Solemn Judgment in here, maybe a second MST is not necessary after all. Scapegoat is an extremely good card as well, but I'm not sure that it is that necessary for the deck's function because of how easy it is to get to both tuners and non-tuners. Scapegoat also just has such powerful synergy with Scrap Dragon itself. Maybe it really is an MST out of the main deck. How does this look? Just reducing our extraneous cards a little bit. I did see 2 MST in that last game, and it did help me out quite a bit, but that was specifically against Infernities, which I feel like is a unique situation. Thinking about the matchups I'm going to be against heroes, a single MST doesn't do that much. Against 6 Samurai, a single MST can accomplish quite a bit in the face of United or Gateway. If we're thinking about Frognarks, MST is utterly useless. Similar situation for Tengu plants, although hitting a single back row can be extremely helpful in that matchup. Against TG Stun, they've got far too much back row for a single MST to make a difference. We've also got things like Gravekeepers. Gravekeepers does pose a serious threat against us because of the existence of Necro Valley. We haven't played against Gravekeepers yet, but it is one of the most dominant decks of the format. It's kind of spectacular we haven't seen it yet. That being said, against Gravekeepers exactly, we actually have quite a few additional tools. We have things like Dark Hole. We have things like Giant Trunade. Mind Control is extremely powerful against Gravekeepers as well. I think this deck may actually be generally okay in the Gravekeeper matchup. There are a couple of things that are a little suspect. See Chimera in the face of a Necro Valley, but as long as we can get a Scrap Dragon onto the field, it really does not matter that much if we have easy back row removal available to us. Maybe an MST out of the main deck is the way to go. The next question then is, what do we take out for it? I think honestly Light Imprisoning Mirror is the easy takeout for me. Light Imprisoning Mirror has not done a huge amount for us so far, and I don't think it's that good against any of the decks in the meta. The only deck that I can think of potentially being a problem for this is something like Chaos or Lightsworn, but in that case I think we have better cards against them anyway. So I'll be taking out an MST in the main deck and putting it into the side deck. This will make the deck more consistent, make us see our monsters more frequently, and generally get us scrapping more often. Now I need to think about Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity seems really strong, but I'm not sure where I would slot it into the deck. Is it something I would take a card out of the main deck for? Is it something I'd take a card out of the side deck for? Looking at it more and more, I think the side deck is already extremely powerful against the matchups I need it to be good against. Nobleman of Crossout is great against the Gravekeeper matchup and pretty decent against a lot of the plant matchups. Royal Oppression is a one-of that I don't think that we can get rid of because it's such a powerful card. That being said, being able to chain Infernities Emptiness against a Gravekeeper's Spy isn't terrible, and one Nobleman of Crossout isn't going to have as big an impact on the game most of the time as a single Vanity's Emptiness might. Yeah, heck with it. Let's take out the knock in favor of Emptiness. Another unfun card, but a specifically fun card in this deck. With that in mind, everything else looked great in this deck. This is another deck where I don't feel like I have to make many significant changes to it. I really love how it's streamlining the Scrap Chimera plays. That first game against Infernity, I got to resolve Scrap Chimera an astounding number of times, and it was very easy for me to get to it all but my last game. And my Scrap Dragons have been going off far more often than not. With both Solemn Judgment and triple or double Royal Decree in the deck, I haven't been that worried about back row. I think this deck looks great. One last thing I haven't thought about much is how this deck fares against Thunder King Ryo. Ryo is an extremely powerful card against our deck because it stops me from searching and takes out a Synchro monster. This deck does nothing but search and get Synchro monsters, and so a single Thunder King Ryo can certainly ruin our day. Perhaps we need to start thinking about something like Smashing Ground in the side deck. I do like the triple Puppet Plant because I want to see this as much as possible going second against both heroes and against samurai. Gozen Match is really good going first against plants and also against Six Samurai. Perhaps because of the existence of Gozen Match, we don't actually need Vanity's Emptiness. A Gozen Match does prevent our opponent from summoning multiple attributes of monsters, which is good against Frog Monarchs and is good against plants and is also good against Six Samurai, all the decks that I would actually consider having a Vanity's Emptiness against. Maybe a copy of Smashing Ground against things like the Gladiator Beast matchup just is the best move to do. God, Thunder King really does fuck with my game plan, doesn't it? Another potential option is Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater is kind of cute because it's immune to Forbidden Lance, which I like. It also potentially enables synchro plays. Ooh, that feels kind of spicy. That feels a little bit cute. That feels kind of nice. What about Snowman Eater? Bringing it in against the Gladiator Beast matchup, bringing it in against anything that does aggro or stun. What other decks is that good against? Not very good against Gravekeepers, but it is potentially pretty good against TG. No, it's terrible against TG. Is it good against heroes? Yeah, it's good against heroes. It does go +1 against heroes. What if Snowman Eater? What if Snowman Eater? It is another normal summon, which is something this deck has a little bit of a problem with. But the fact that it goes +1 against Ryo feels really nice. We do have a lot of normal summons. I was noticing in that last game that normal summons, or in that last match, that normal summons were really holding me back from realizing my full potential. This is a tough one, folks. It converts into Scrap Golem really nicely. Oh, it's so juicy. It's so juicy to potentially have this card to be able to destroy a monster that's a problem and hit a Scrap Dragon effect with it. I'm agonizing over whether or not I can include this Snowman Eater. God, I have so much hate built into this deck for things like Plant Synchro. Do I really need Chain Disappearance as well? It does get rid of Treeborn Frog, which feels very, very nice against Frog Monarchs. Closed Forest is really good against Gravekeepers with Ancient Fairy Dragon. So I don't think I want to take that out. What if I took out a Dust Tornado in this side? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to do one Snowman Eater, one Smashing Ground. I know it seems terrible, but I don't want to saturate the deck with normal summons, and I do want things that can destroy stuff without being hit with Forbidden Lance. There's enough that Lance is going to get baited against that I think a Smashing Ground is worthwhile. Maybe I'm a bad duelist for this, but this just feels like the way. And I'm going to go with my instinct on this and call this the deck. Let's do our last live matchup. Okay, folks, I have a duel versus Hiroi Oscura, YouTube, say hi to chat. Chat, say hi to YouTube. YouTube can't see you. This is our new scrap build. Ooh, Heroe Oscura coming through with some spicy sleeves. And Baguska as the thing. So I'm thinking rock, paper. I am looking at this and I think rock, paper. So I'm going to go paper. I've been outplayed. Outthought by Heroe. Starting off with a pretty strong hand, though. We have... Ooh, except we... If we can get another spell card, this hand, I think, is going to be extremely strong. Because we have access to the Scrap Storm, we have Scrap Chimera, and we have Summoner Monk. Actually, honestly, I don't even want a Scrap Storm in this hand. I think we just discard for Summoner Monk and go off. Maybe we start with a normal summon Tengu, though. Yeah, normal summon Tengu and then Pot of Duality if they don't. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, do we have... We're okay with the Tengu. Okay, let's go into battle phase. And then I'll Duality main phase too. We're going to Trag. That's probably not good for me. Okay. So they'll need to take the 17. Probably. Eventually. There we go. Main phase 2, we will Duality. Use Duality's special function. Oh, god damn. Those are some hot cards. I think we go for Fiendish Chain here. Main phase 2, we'll set 2 and pass. If there's like an end phase MST, that's potentially bad for me. But I'm not that concerned otherwise. Diamond Dude, you're right. I am not playing around the Imperm column. I am truly trash. Oh, yeah. Wait. All right, and we are going to Fiendish Chain here. And the MST comes down. That's actually honestly fine. So I'll take the 1300 here. And we'll declare Tengu. We will get ourselves a Tengu. Now, this is a little bit hairy. If they have a way of stopping Smunk, I might be in trouble. Scrap Goblin is pretty good with Scrap Storm. I do think we have to try for Monk, though. Do we have the Veiler? 2 defense. All right. We're going to discard Scrap Storm. Will it work? Does it go through? Okay. Well, now we have ourselves a Scrap Beast. That works out pretty nicely for me. So we're going to Synchro here. I think we go... There's not really anything that gets us any farther than we already are. Decree isn't really accomplishing anything for me right now. I don't know anything about their deck, but so far they've basically not set any back row. But I already have a Tengu in play, so I might as well go for Scrap Dragon into Tengu. All right. And then we will declare Tengu. And we'll get Tengu. Now, again, they haven't put anything on the board, so I might as well play as if they have Gores in hand. I don't really suffer if I do. My clock is still pretty short, even if I'm just attacking with Tengu this turn. I want to make sure I save the Scrap Dragon, or I save an attack with Scrap Dragon until I can use it to take out a Gores. And then we will pass turn. Because now I have another Scrap Dragon loaded up for next turn, which I very much like. Scrap Dragon is such a good card. God, I love this card so much. He's my boy. Scrap Dragon is the best. I've thought for a long time about getting a Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo. Remembering how much I love Scrap Dragon and how big of a factor it's been in my formation as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I might get a Scrap Dragon tat. Wouldn't it be kind of sick to have a Scrap Dragon on my shoulder? I would totally get a Scrap Dragon on my shoulder. Giant Trunade. That's fine by me. This card was doing jack all for me. Dark Hole. Okay. So there goes my last Tengu, but we do get Scrap Dragon's effect. Whee! Because it was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I get a non-synchro scrap monster from my graveyard. A Stratos tat would be pretty sick. I fully endorse a Stratos tat. Yeah, people forget Scrap Dragon has a second effect. It literally only comes up playing this deck. Oh. I've used all 3 Reborn Tengu. Oh, that's a good card. Okay. What is even the play here? Ah, damn, Scrap Chimera has to target a tuner. Do I just attack with Beast? Just go into battle, attack with Scrap Beast? That's actually a pretty cool plan. And the reason why that's a pretty cool plan is if they go for Gores, I can just mind control the Gores and take out the token with it. Main 2. I knew it. I knew it was going to be Gores. Okay. Yeah, we can scrap Chimera. Do we even do that? We have to, right? Like, that's got to be the play. At the same time, though, we just haven't seen any monsters from them. We haven't seen any monsters, so I don't even know if they're going to summon a level 4 next. So yeah, I think we go for the Scrap Dragon. Yeah. We go for the second Scrap Dragon. We mind control the cores. And then we'll declare. Actually, we could have just hit the decree and save. Oh, fuck. That's bad. That's okay, though, because we now have a monster bigger than Gore's, and they discarded their effect Veiler. Yeah, that's fine. I will happily take that. Your go. Got out Scrap Dragon in order to accomplish anything now. Yeah, I have genuinely no idea what Hiroi Asukara is playing right now. They have activated 6 staples now. And I have no idea what's going on. Again, they have to out Scrap Dragons somehow. And Scrap Dragon's just an absolute house of a card. Just sitting there. They're looking at their extra deck. I swear if they normal summon another Effect Veiler and Synchro, I'm gonna go crazy. Yeah, normal summon Effect Veiler does get them out of this. They can go for their own Scrap Dragon. Actually, I would almost prefer... What would I prefer? I don't know. We're looking at the extra deck. No worries. Looking at the extra deck. So if they go for Scrap Dragon and they scrap target Gore's and my Scrap Dragon, I'm in a little bit of trouble because then they'll still have Scrap Dragon on the board next turn. I won't have an out. That's true. Fishborg Blaster. Oh, I have some bad news about Fishborg Blaster. Before you make the play, just heads up that Fishborg can only... Whoops. Fishborg can only sync with waters. Before you make commit to that. Doing great. Yeah, you can take it back. So I think I'm playing against Frog Monarchs. With that, I think I can guarantee that I am playing against Frog Monarchs. Because we haven't seen any back row, which most decks run at least some back row. Actually, the worst thing they could have is fucking Caius. If they have Caius, I'm fucked. There's probably genuinely nothing I do in the face of Caius. Or like Caius Ryza. Caius Ryza would mess me up real bad. Diamond, are you implying that they might be going for Fish OTK? Fish OTK is just Frog Monarchs with extra steps. Like, Coelacanth would be bad here. That's for sure. Fortunately, I have an out to Coelacanth. We're shifting to defense position. This might be very good for me. This might be extremely good for me. I think what they have face down there is Fishborg. Giant Trunade sucks here. I think we set Scrap Goblin. Destroy Gores and the Scrap Goblin. That's a pretty risky play. Do I really need to destroy Scrap Goblin? Let's try for Scrap Dragon. And we're going to target my back row. And we'll target the face down. It's Fishborg. That's fine. And then we attack into Gores here. We attack into Gores and we set Scrap Goblin. What did I say just to make you mad, Diamond? I genuinely don't know what I did, folks. Diamond Dude is unhappy with me. Potentially still salty about getting sacked versus his heroes. All right. I think we're in pretty good shape. Scrap Goblin keeps us from dying and gives us a Scrap Chimera next turn, which is good. Very good card. Scrap Dragon is also nice because it also gets me back a Goblin, even if Scrap Dragon gets destroyed. Like if they have, I don't know, fucking Magician of Faith into Dark Hole, who knows? But if they have some way of destroying, of like wiping my board or like, oh, that Fish OTK is just Frog Monarch with extra steps. It's true. The truth hurts, Diamond Dude. It's cooler than Frog Monarchs, I'll give you that. As far as coolness factor, Fish OTK is much cooler than Frog Monarchs. But I still think that Fish OTK is Frog Monarchs with extra steps. Those steps are very, very cool. I will give you that. Lone Fire. Okay, what are we? Are we against Wash? We must be against Wash. That's the only thing that I can think of this being. This significantly changes my side deck plans, by the way. I wonder if I still have Vanity's Emptiness in the side deck. I don't remember whether or not I took Vanities out. Lone Fire's fine. Yeah. Double Lone Fire into Titanial? Maybe a Glow Up Bulb? Glow Up Bulb would be pretty hot. You could out my Scrap Dragon and my monster potentially. By going Lone Fire into Glow Up, Sync for Scrap Dragon, Mill for Glow Up, destroy my monster with Scrap Dragon. Good work. Wouldn't permanently out my Scrap Dragon, but would temporarily out my Scrap Dragon. Little do they know, however, what awaits them. I always feel it's so cool listening to this piece. Oh no, we're reconnecting. No! Dueling Book. DB, come back. You can blame it all on me. Yes, fun fact, it does work. Aha, behold, Scrap Goblin. And fun fact, Scrap Goblin does not destroy itself now because it was not targeted while face up. So I may have just won the game. I don't think there is anything now that can be done to save you. You'd have to have something pretty hot backing you up. Are they looking for a level 9 Synchro? Unfortunately, Gigantic Castle does not come out for a bit. No worries. No worries. That's fine. They hadn't even milled yet. What is the plan here? Colossal Fighter was kind of cute, but I don't know why you Colossal Fighter hit the Scrap Goblin instead of Scrap Dragon. I think if you go for Colossal Fighter, you absolutely slap it into the Scrap Dragon. I think that is the play. Yeah, it's funny. Colossal Fighter would have actually put them in really good shape had they done that. Had they attacked into the Scrap Dragon, summoned it back, and attacked into the Scrap Goblin. It would have taken me at least another turn for me to be able to make a play here. Oh, Solemn Judgment is incredibly powerful here. Well, we are about to win the game, I guess. Let's declare Scrap Dragon. I swear if they affect Veil me here. They did not. Okay. So we're going to declare Goblin. We're going to get Chimera back. I could just scrap Chimera, go into... Yeah, why don't I just go scrap Chimera, declare, go into Scrap Beast. We'll target Beast. And see if they have a response. Can we get a thumbs up? Can we get a thumbs up for Scrap Chimera target Scrap Beast? Cool. We did get the thumbs up. All right. So this just wins the game on board, which is pretty sick. They could have Battle Fader. Battle Fader would do it. Trag would not. Gores would. All right. I did not do this as a best out of two out of 3 automatically. Okay. So we're up against plants. Oh, I did not bring in the Vanity's Emptiness. Plants are... I don't remember if Wash runs Ryo. That's a bit of a concern. They didn't really have many back row. Perhaps Decree is not something we always want here. Goes in Match is extremely powerful against plants, though. Maybe we go Goes in Match over... Goes in Match... I think we go Goes in Match, and take out Decrees. What else do I want to take out here? Dark Hole's good. Mind Control is extremely good. Do I leave out Oppression? Might as well. Oh, Oh, that's true. I forgot that I also have Chain Disappearance. Chain Disappearance is extremely powerful against this deck. Maybe I even run Chain Dis over Warnings? I'm going to be going second, so that might not be as good. Fiendish Chain is pretty good here. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do something stupid. I'm going to bring in Chain Dis over the Warnings. And the reason is if I'm going second, the chances that I have, like, the space for a good Warning are going to be not very strong. So let's try this. All right, what's our opening hand look like here? Holy shit, that's a good hand. Wow. Okay, if I get a Scrap Storm, this hand is unbelievably strong. The only thing that messes up this hand is a Thunder King Ryo, which is why I am running the Snowman Eater and Smashing Ground in the side deck. What are they going to do turn 1? Foolish Burial. That's fine by me. If they go for Treeborn here, I'm in very, very good shape going into next turn. I love how good a move just normal summon Tengu has seemed to be. Oh, Glow-Up Bulb. Interesting. That's a little bit of a concern, but I'm not that worried. Most Synchro monsters aren't very good in the face of, like, just a Book of Moon. Yeah, that's fine. What are we milling? Wold up. What are we milling for Bulb? Oh, damn. Librarian loses to... Librarian does not lose to Book of Moon the same way that a Catastor does. Hold up, hold up. Wait. We mill for Bulb before Tengu. Gotta mill for Glow-Up Bulb. Okay. Now you can go. You're good. This is a little bit crusty because my Reborn Tengu kind of loses in this situation. I can stop TG Librarian. Maybe I can just crash Tengus for a turn. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. What's the plan here? Are we going to Synchro for like a Black Rose? Black Rose being the Synchro play is actually really good for me because Black Rose only has 1400 defense. And then Birdman is banished. Ah, damn it. Black Rose also has 1800 defense. A Dark Hole would really make my life here. Dark Hole would make my life a lot easier. All right. Really, what I want is I want to get a Scrap Storm next turn. So they're out of Tengus, which is lovely for me. I am very happy with them being out of Tengus. Maybe I should have gone for Smashing Ground, going second. Ah, Scrap Goblin. Excellent. So here's a question. Do I... do I... I think we're going to start off by Scrapyarding. And we are going to get... I think we want to get a Scrap Beast to hand. This does still potentially leave room for me to do a Tengu play. As long as I can stop them from running over all 3 of my Tengus, I can do Scrap Dragon next turn. Yeah, I do like that. Okay, so we're going to normal summon Tengu. And we're just going to set 2. Set 2 pass. Because there are very few things that they can normal summon here that are going to be a problem, and which I cannot just chain disappearance. Right? I can go for a tuner and I can chain disappearance that. They can go for Lone Fire, and whatever they get off the Lone Fire, I chain dis. If they summon a Thunder King Ryo, I'm a little bit boned. But what are the chances of that, right? What are the chances? A Stratos would also suck for me. If they're running Wash, I don't know if Wash runs Stratos. Now that I think about it. What I really hope they do. Oh, they're going 1 for 1. That's fine. 1 for 1 is a little crusty here. Because now they can potentially get 2 tuners into rotation. I do want to chain disappearance this. Because otherwise they just get 2 summons off of it, which is bad news bears for me. So now they'll have to normal summon another tuner to go for a synchro play, which I can then book. And then we're fine. I've got 2 more Tengus. And 2 more Tengus gets me into Scrap Dragon. Doesn't get me Scrap Dragon plus anything, but you don't really need plus anything when you've got a 2800 beat stick on the board. You're going for Mali. Okay. We got the Mali. Sacking. Oh, no! Oh, God, I have been owned. God. Oh, that is so phenomenally bad. Oh my God. I'm so mad. Caius was like the only thing that fucked me up there. Is the only thing that would be a problem. Now, Scrapstorm would get me out of this. Not gonna lie. Scrapstorm would put me in a very good position. Scrap Chimera, also not bad. The question is, do we... So for Scrap Chimera to be good... Actually, this is what I think we do. I think we just set the Scrap Goblin. I'll lose it next turn, but a Scrap Archfiend deals with this board. So it's not like that bad. As long as they can't pop the Goblin, I'm good. A Granule would also be very nice right now. This is fine. Are we going to send a Fishborg? I swear, if they go Fishborg for Armory Arm, and equip it to something, I am going to scream. I am going to scream. They will have literally every potential out to my shit. Actually, I am going to book here, targeting Fishborg. Because I just can't deal with an armory arm. I can deal with literally everything else, but I can't deal with an armory arm. And this stops them from getting a plus off of Librarian. Yeah, because like I said, I can deal with literally everything but an armory arm. It is Goblino. And then at the end of the battle phase, we don't have any scrap monsters engraved to get back, which is sad. If we did, I would be very happy. Draw for turn. Oh my god! What can I say? I might be pretty decent at Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so. Obviously. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay. So I think I actually normal summon the Scrap Beast here instead of going for Scrap Archfiend. Do you think that I'm invisible? Whee! I swear, if I get Gorsed here, I'm gonna be an unhappy camper. Okay, well. Oh. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Caius here would kind of fuck me, right? Caius would be a major problem. Ryza would almost be an even bigger problem. Okay, we're going for a lure. That probably means that they do have the Caius. Oh no, they have the enemy controller in hand. Yeah. This does get them closer to Caius, which I don't like. They're looking at Graveyard, I'm guessing. Okay, we're going to go for the Fishborg. That's fine. We're going for Formula? Yeah, we go for Formula, which is a light monster. Which is bad for me. Discarding a Treeborn, because why wouldn't they have it? Okay. They're going to see so many cards this turn. That's fine. Oh, this is rough. It's a little bit rough for me, I'm not going to lie. How do I win this game if they have a Monarch? What did they just do? Pot of Avarice. God, sure. I might need some DD Crows or something. God damn. It's occurring to me, I haven't seen a single piece of back row this entire match. They almost certainly have some, but I haven't seen it. I've also barely seen any back row. A Gozen match would have just, like, been a godsend for the last few turns. We're looking at the graveyard. I really think that we have a Chaos Sork in hand. I am fairly convinced that there's a Chaos Sork in hand. There he is. He is a scrap beast. Just staring at you scrappily. Did you all know that there's a card called Scrap Lube? That's a thing that exists. Scrap Lube. Monster Reborn! Sure, why not? Oh my god. If they could go for, like, Stardust into Chaos Sork here, I do actually lose the game, probably. Oh my god. Alright. Show me the Chaos Sorcerer. Oh, it's a Tengu. That's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. I'll take the 100. Don't like them setting a back row now. Oh, Fiendish Chain is pretty nice for me. Let's normal summon Chimera. Then we'll declare Chimera. Solemn Warning. Sure. Why wouldn't they have a back row right now? Why wouldn't they? I will set and pass. God, that's a tilter if I've ever seen one. Oh my god. If they just normal summon a monster, I will admit defeat. Okay. Are we doing the Fishborg thing? Yeah, I guess a Synchro also does it. If they go for, like, Brionic. If they go for Brionic, I'm fucked. I am just boned. Maybe Fiendish Chain isn't very good in this matchup. Yep. That'll do it. All right, game 3. Game 3. We can do this. Okay. We are going first. What do we want to do here? I think Solemn Warning is better than I gave it credit for. We are going first. Maybe Fiendish Chains for Solemn Warning. What was the other card that I was thinking of? Royal Oppression? Just make their life absolute hell. Just be the most annoying player ever. Have a good one, Calty. Thank you for being here. God, seeing that one Solemn Warning when they did was such a giga tilt. Do I take out a Mind Control? Mind Control is really good, though, for this deck. MST would have been important that game. I think I'll keep out the Oppression. If I had Vanities instead of Oppression, I'd probably bring it in this matchup. So I think I might actually try Vanities over Oppression. All right, let's go for it. We are done siding and we are going first. Okay, please give me as good an opening hand as I had last time. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Okay, give me a scrap monster. Give me a scrap monster. That is the incorrect scrap monster. I could still go Scrap Storm, but it wouldn't feel very good. I think I actually... Ooh, okay. This is a big thing. The unfortunate thing about Scrap Orthros is it's only really good once I have other scraps in rotation. Granule is solid. Mind Control is really good. I think we had Granule to hand. Worst comes to worst, I can Dark Hole. All right, and we're setting 1, setting 2, and passing turn. We are playing Extreme Victory format today. Oh no, you can't do the Armory Arm OTK in this format? That's too bad. It's unfortunate. Let's see what they have for us. God, if I had just a tuner. This is fine. I don't think I'm really particularly concerned about anything that they're going to summon from the deck right now. Dandelion, that's fine. Again, I am deeply unconcerned about what they are capable of summoning from the deck at the moment. Draw for turn. Call of the Haunted is okay. Call of the Haunted actually makes me think it may be worthwhile for me to just normal summon Scrap Chimera and try to get in. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's normal summon a Chimera. Battle phase, I will attack. I'm gonna get the tokens, and that's fine. Main 2, I will set. I'll pass. I don't think there's really anything that they do that causes me a problem here. They can summon a Monarch, but that's fine. They can 1-for-1, and I'll goes in response. Yeah, the Glow Up Bulb, I will just goes in here. So now they basically just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a bit. They're in timeout. Yu-Gi-Oh! Timeout. You're just gonna have to sit there for a bit. You're gonna have to decide. Okay, we're gonna send Glow Up. That's fine. They can summon Ryza here, but I'll just warning it. They could also summon Tengu, which I would once again warning. Actually, it's kind of ironic that the tokens themselves are probably a big... Like, they leave you with 2 of the biggest threats in the game. Let's draw for turn. Oh, Scrap Golem is potentially really strong. Is Scrap Golem just worth getting into play here? Yeah, because I can just summon Chimera and we can clear the tokens. I really like that. Okay, yeah, we're going to tribute Chimera. We're going to summon Scrap Golem, the fridge! The one time the fridge has ever been not a brick. We'll declare. We'll summon Chimera. Go, my fridgy friend. And we'll clear the tokens. This way, Tengu isn't an option. And then I will pass. And I'm holding Granel in my back pocket still. It would be lovely, lovely to get a scrap tuner. My life would become infinitely better if I could pull a scrap tuner off the top. A single scrap tuner would make my life so much better. That is a problem I'm noticing about this deck. If you don't get a tuner and a non-tuner, you're kind of in trouble. That last game, because I couldn't get both the tuner and the non-tuner into rotation, I couldn't summon a scrap dragon. If you can't summon scrap dragons, you're boned. You die. You lose. All right, sounds good, Diamond. A dark hole. Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And we're going to declare. And we'll summon ourselves a Granel. And now I just have a 4,000 attack point dude on the board. We'll let them do this. I know that they can't technically. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're A-okay. You can resolve the Tengu. Yeah. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna summon the Tengu. Crazy that they have the materials for Avarice here. Kinda annoying, not gonna lie. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Is that your gimmick? Is that your thing? You say how's it going every time you come into a chat? I can respect that. Okay. All right, if I can get a goddamn Scrap Tuner, I'm going to be in such good shape because I can go Scrap Storm and then I can... that's annoying. Okay, I think we just go into battle. Granel is a big fucking dude. Granel is a gigantic fucking dude. Oh my god. Gotta love Granel. Granel has really been the MVP of this deck. Can't lie. This card has been nuts. Every time I've summoned Granel, I've been like, okay, I'm just winning the game now, right? Let's draw for turn. Not a tuner, but a pretty good card nonetheless. This could be a Dandelion. I think the chances that it's Dandy are pretty high. I think we just clear a Tengu. Because they could summon, like, Actually, if they summon Stardust, it would be my guess. But it also could be a Raikou. So I do not want to attack into a Raikou. So I'll attack into Tengu. Yeah, that's fine. There's one card that I'm concerned about right now, and it's Black Rose Dragon. But I can Warning a Black Rose. Main phase 2 will set Chain Dis. And pass. We've cleared all the Tengus, unless they have another Pot of Avarice, which, you know, is wholly plausible because this deck runs a bajillion of the damn things. You know, it would be nice if there was a card that adds some kind of effect, and then if it's destroyed, it banishes cards from your opponent's graveyard. That would make my life better. Okay. Draw for turn. Here's a question I didn't answer for myself last turn. Why don't I just go for Call of the Haunted here? I could just go Call of the Haunted for Golem, go for Chimera, and be like super off to the races. I think that's the plan. Just start a clock on him. Okay. We're going to summon Golem. And then we'll declare Golem. We'll summon ourselves a Chimera. Battle phase. Let's begin the game again. You did make it, Diamond. This game has been going for a very long time. And it's the Treeborn. Okay, let's just slap in for 4,000, shall we? Pass. Not really any reason to risk the second Gozen match. Especially with Chain Disc in rotation. It's kind of funny that Treeborn Frog is like not a threat to me. I like don't feel like activating Chain Disappearance because Treeborn Frog doesn't accomplish anything. It in fact stops them from putting monsters on the board. I feel like I'm in a really strong position. I just need to draw a goddamn tuner. Fucking Pot of Avarice. They see 2 Pot of Avarice before I see a single tuner. That's fine. Whatever. Double Pot of Avarice, and I can't see a tuner. To put this in perspective, I effectively have 9 Scrap Tuners in my deck. I have 9 Scrap Tuners in my deck. And they have 2 Pot of Avarice. I have 9 Scrap Tuners and 1 more Pot of Duality. And my opponent admits defeat. GG. I acted all salty there. I acted really salty for a person who was like in an absolutely commanding position in the game. Gozen match really coming through for us. There's... Okay. There's the other pot. Wow. Yeah, Gozen match turned out to be an extremely strong card in this matchup. I did not miss Oppression that game. Oppression would not have felt better than what I already had. Okay. That was a sick match. And with that, we conclude our time with Scraps this week. This deck was so much fun to play. Was it linear? Yes. All roads do lead to Scrap Dragon, but with this deck, it's about the journey, not the destination. It's about laying out the red carpet for your Scrap Dragons to come out and destroy the world. It was so much fun finding ways to set up the deck to get recursive advantage after recursive advantage. And there were times when I didn't even summon Scrap Dragon, and that was fine because this deck was just bringing resources into and out of play at will. It was such a cool deck to play. It was bricky. That is the major con of this deck. But you can see the buildings of a lot of modern philosophies. In some ways, I would say this is one of those decks that got away. A deck that, had it gotten gradual, modernizing support over its existence, probably could have contended with the best for years to come. You see principles from this deck playing out in Zodiac, in Fire Fist, in Orcus, in modern dinosaurs. You even see cards from the archetypes in these decks, and it's because these ideas of using residual cards left over from your plays to gain advantage, of having your monsters destroy each other and themselves to get searches, to get tutors, and to get effects. These are things that come into play in many decks going into the future. And if this had all been concentrated into this one deck going forward, I cannot imagine what Scraps could have done. But for now, this is one of the coolest decks in Extreme Victory format, and I'm so happy we've gotten our time with it. I fully encourage all of you to try out Scraps if you haven't before. This deck is an absolute joy, and I'm going to miss it moving forward. I'll definitely keep it in mind, and I'm going to keep Scrap Dragon in my heart for the rest of my life. I love this card so much. Go forward in humble confidence, my friends, and I hope you have a wonderful day.